here we go. The finals of the Shortstop Championship put on by the Players Club out of St. Louis. We have Steve Boucher versus Andy Quinn. Andy went through the round robin undefeated. Steve with only one loss, which was to Andy in the first round. So this will be an interesting little rematch here. And they're playing race to 13. They're using the magic rack. They are racking the 9 on the spot, and the 9 ball does not count in any pocket. No jump cues allowed. And I don't know if they're playing 3-foul rule or not. I will find out if it happens to come up.
I believe so.
These two get the money, that's it, or the winner take all, or what?
I think it's first and second place.
Winner take all.
Oh, winner take all?
So you guys heard that. The players agreed to have first and second play, and then winner take all. While they talk about this one, I'm going to go ahead and step away for just a second. I'll be right back. Looks like there was quite a little safety battle on the 2-ball there. And Steve's going to come on ahead. Now the interesting thing is that Steve led very early in the match with Andy the first time. I think he led him 3-1 from the get-go, and then from there Andy just turned it on and ran away with it. So Steve quickly gets up 2-0. And we'll see how Andy reacts. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm doing some social media work. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back, and Andy got a game. Steve still leads 2-1. And it looks like Andy got himself in some trouble on the 3-ball here. get it. The nice thing is, if you're Andy, is that the 4 ball does not pass the 6. So Steve's going to have to play a complicated position shot, or at least rather not a routine position shot, excuse me. Unless he just does that. That would be the KISS principle, which I often overlook. So in 4 more balls, we will have the exact same score from the first round when these two players met. When Steve went up to lead 3-1, and Andy came back and led by as much as, I believe it was 10-4 from that point. Alright, here we are, 3-1. Race to 13, alternate break, 9 gets on the spot. 9 does not count, no jump cues. Another good break from Andy there. He's definitely figured out how to make balls on the break, racking the 9 on the spot. There's really not a whole lot you can say. The table kind of dictates what the players are going to do. And if you've been watching it all, you know that these players know exactly what to do. If anybody happens to not be familiar with Andy Quinn, he is a strong player, very strong player. He was a junior champion, and he's kind of been in and around the pool world for a very long time. About 4 years ago, he actually defeated Johnny Archer in an exhibition match out in St. Charles. You can find that video on YouTube somewhere. I think you just search for Johnny Archer versus Andy Quinn, or vice versa. You can see it. Steve Boucher is maybe not quite as well known, maybe on a larger scale. I mean, he definitely is well known locally, is definitely one of the top players in the area. Wins a lot of tournaments, is always, a strong player. Clearly, he's, hanging in there with everybody that showed up today. He defeated Chuck Ralston pretty heavy-handedly earlier this afternoon. But because of that defeat, though, is why Chuck is not here. My notes are wrong. I'm sorry. Steve did beat Chuck, but it was not heavy-handed. It was they were close. Yeah. Andy actually beat Chuck, and it was a very one-sided match. Good shot from Steve. Leaves the 1 ball right there. Plays it. Now the 5 ball gets a little tricky. I can't tell if it passes, and neither can he. He's looking at it. Looking to play the 5 off the 9. He doesn't want to have to play another combination if you don't have to. 5 goes in the corner, it looks like. So if he can get, yeah, he's just looking where he needs to be on the 4 to get on the 5. He's got to stretch a little more for this one than he wanted, but he's on the line that he set up, so it's kind of hard to change your plan when you have an angle like this where you don't get to really manipulate cue ball that much. Looks like he just snuck by the 7. Oh, that was a great shot. Look out for the... Oh. Good shot. Risky shot. Got a friendly little bump off the 7. Could not stay in the... I guess it was a friendly bump off the point, but you guys all know what I mean. And Steve goes up 4-2 over Andy. Definitely an interesting match we have here, and if anybody's just joining us, we're down at Hillsboro Billiards. These guys played each other in the first round of the day, and Andy came out ahead. They were kind of close in the beginning, but then Andy pulled away in the middle and just kind of kept running with it. I want to say the score was like 13-6, 13-7 maybe. But Steve did lead early in that match as well, so let's see what happens. This is the finals. It is a winner-take-all event, just because of the unfortunate small number of players that actually showed up, despite how many people verbally or via social media said that they were going to be here. But day of the event shows, and then we have a small number, so the players decided to do a round robin instead of just a very small bracket. You get a lot more pool that way. And we're glad that they went that way. Now this is interesting because it looks like the 2-9 is sitting very good, so it's really all about making the 1. And the 5's got to get out of the way, and Steve says don't even bother with it. 4-3. Yeah, a lot of times these tournaments, a race to 13 might take a little while, but so far today, this is our 4th race to 13, and we started, oh gosh, 5.5, 6 hours ago, and we've had some breaks, so the matches are moving along very quickly. These guys are moving fast.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if he's going to quit. I don't know if John will quit. He just,
You'll have to.
huh?
Have to.
Somebody, well, I'm sure.
House Pro's got to get them teams going here.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But
right, Steve makes a couple of balls in the break. He loses the cue ball a little bit unless it got kicked and I missed it.
Outlet wood or whatever.
But,
Or out that area.
you know, the one ball's kind of buried. He's got a tough,
Right.
He ain't coming.
Yeah.
tough situation here.
What is it, that expo or whatever they call it?
Oh, there's some tournament up in Michigan. I don't know what it is.
I have to step away for a minute, guys, so I'll be back as soon as I can. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry to step away for a minute. Looks like Andy tied it up while I was away, and looks like a little bit of a safety battle back and forth led Andy back to the table. Let's see if he's going to get there. I don't think he did. Nope. Looks like we're going to have another kick. If anybody's just joining us, jump cues are not allowed in this tournament. It is alternate break. Rack the 9 on the spot with the magic rack. 9 does not count in any pocket. We're playing out of Hillsboro Billiards. This is the St. Louis area shortstop championship. Basically, we're looking for, the top guys. And we got most of them. A couple of guys one guy got called into work. He couldn't do it. Look at this shot. Wow, that was close. And another guy decided to take off when he found out about the, the unfortunately small number of players that actually did show up, contrary to verbal and social media agreements. But it happens. So Steve looks to take the lead again after this. He just has to careful not to bump the 9 too much, unless he's going to play them both. Alright. And we are in another rack trading game here. This can go hill real quick. If each player keeps winning on their own break. Of course, Steve just won on Andy's break, which is how we got there, but Andy won on Steve's to get tied up, so if they go back to on point, then see how this could go.
You bet in baseball? I hate baseball. I'm trying. The only sport I lose at is baseball, and I keep betting.
Excuse me, guys. I completely forgot to hit the mute button before I cleared my throat.
Oh,
I got 200 on Golden State -12, and I got 200 on.
Those corner balls that have been going for Steve all day are kind of fighting each other now.
no.
He's still got a ball up in the top corner.
During the summertime.
Yeah, I should get off of baseball because I lose 400 or 500 on that, and I try to make it up. I don't usually like NBA. I like college, but they have as good a year as I expected they have in college.
We didn't do bad.
I did okay, but I was supposed to win a lot more in college. I mean, I won money, but just not like I'm supposed to.
Oh, he did not want to hit the 7. He would have got there if he had not hit the 7. Which, of course, caused him to hit it twice, which might be the end of this run. That 4 ball is about 2 inches off the rail. I mean, this is... I don't think he can kick this ball in. He might try it, but I think the 6 ball is too big from there. He may have to try and spin around somewhere, but I would think probably safe might be a better option. And that's nicely done. That is very nicely done. Control the cue ball quite nicely. Got it right up underneath the 8. The 4 and the head rail in the middle. It's good speed. It's not a terribly difficult ball to hit from here. The problem is getting safe in return. He was trying to cross it a little bit thinner, send the cue ball back down. And, you know, maybe a little thinner. He makes it, and he has a shot.
Nobody in the country could beat her. I was going to hockey up on that wall.
You know,
He told me
maybe he gets down to the handrail again, leaves it tough. I mean, this isn't exactly a hanger, but,
pretty good at that time. I beat him.
you know, it's
So right
not.
away,
Oh,
I said, you ain't never seen me play 9 ball. So I played 9 ball. I beat him, but I mean, he don't talk to me no more.
and he hit that ball awfully hard to make sure he came back for the 6, but
Yeah, he was up at
it looks like he went 2 extra rails he might not have needed to.
taught Justin how to play.
Yeah.
I think he'll just float this in and come back to basically right where he is, I would expect.
Beat everybody.
Yeah.
And nobody else to play.
So he played as good. The guy plays better than me. Let's say that. You know, I'm an average idiot. You know, but I know he doesn't know me.
So, yeah. 7 to the side, 8 in the corner.
Some like pickup tables and shit, like one hand and shit almost. You know, I mean, big gold crowns.
And he got very good on this. He doesn't have to worry about the cue ball going the wrong direction. And he got so good on it that Steve's going to go ahead and give it to him, and he ties it up. Here we got another match, folks. 5-5. It's a race to 8 from here.
Break it out over there.
We had a member of the audience just kind of burst out into song.
You over already? Yeah. You're in eight?
So both players' brakes are. Looks like they're not working right now. Both players have been making 2 or 3 balls on the break every time, and now the last couple of breaks, it just hasn't really gotten there. It looks like the players are on a bit of a timeout. I am also going to step away for a second and refresh my water, and I'll be right back. Actually, the players just returned, so we do have some action going on, but I'm still going to go ahead and step away. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Looks like there was a bit of some moving going on while I was away. Andy with a nice little tricky shot on the 3-ball here. And he should be in line from here, I would expect. And Andy looks like he's going to take his first lead of the match. He's played solid all day. He went undefeated in the round robin earlier. And there it is. Andy's first lead of the match. He leads 6-5. Playing a race to 13, alternating break. They're wrecking the 9 on the spot. The magic rack 9 does not count. No jump cues. I honestly don't know if they're playing 3-foul or not. I would tend to think that they are, just because of the caliber of these players.
Those guys supposed to come out, or did it say? Huh. Well, looks like
So we'll see if Steve's figured out his break. He was breaking. Both guys were breaking very well all day, making a couple of balls in that corner pocket. He gets one ball in, or a ball in. It doesn't look like he has much of anything on the one ball, though.
How do you do with fish? How do you do?
So he's gonna play it safe, get underneath his little grouping of balls down here.
So he got $50 back, and he lost a side bet by it. He was betting with Kevin losing.
And a bunch of players kind of meandering in on the other side of the bar. They're kind of staying out of this area. I think everybody knows it's the finals. It's extra quiet. Nobody's playing the jukebox. But it's about time for some people to start showing up. Look at that. Oh, well. That's interesting. Now, I don't know if he can make this ball or not. And I certainly don't want to be the one to have to call it. But, these guys, they know what's a good hit, what's not. Yeah, the bank shot's clean. Good shot from Steve. And the table looks to be wide open. The 5 does pass the 6. I don't think there's any real trouble anywhere. We've been seeing Andy a lot more lately. We haven't heard from him in a while. He's been running his own little bar pool room up in kind of the North County area. But one of the pool rooms in St. Charles recently retooled, you could say, and got all new diamond tables in. And he's been coming out there to play in some of the weekly and monthly 9-ball events, and doing very well. I can't offhand think of an event that he entered which he did not win. Steve has also won a number of those events as well. So these guys going at it it's a real treat, especially in these longer races as opposed to races to 5 or 7 that they would normally be playing. And we tied it up again. It's definitely some good pool being played here, and these guys are not really making a whole lot of mistakes, and they only really ever get a chance to make one, and the other guy's out. And with it being alternate break, though, nobody's putting packages together, so nobody's, you know, really running away with it. And it definitely keeps it exciting because, you know, a guy could win on the other guy's break and then break and run, so the best he could do is 2 because the other guy is perfectly capable of break and run the next one and pull back within 1. Well, I think we're going to see a push here. I don't know that he's going to try and kick at this ball in some goofy manner. He's trying to negotiate the magic rack. It looks like the 9 is actually on the magic rack. So he's just thinking what he wants to do, and Steve went to get a beverage. I'll be back momentarily. So in this meantime here, I want to tell you about, we have an event next weekend. It was originally scheduled to be a team event where teams of 5 would compete for, or teams of 5 were competing. It was a 2,000 added event. I think team entry was like 200 per team. And it turned out that some of the local leagues in the area were also having a team event, and it actually cut into our player base. So we didn't actually get all of the teams that we wanted. So it was decided that we're going to now play a 9-ball singles event next weekend, and I think it's going to be 1,000 added, prorated based on the number of players. No jump cues. Yep. Yep. It's funny how short pool players' memories can be sometimes. So because he can't jump, he opted to give it back, which is probably a smart move. It's tough to kick and get safe here. But these are the situations where I really enjoy watching high caliber players play, because you can learn so much about how they get out of these sticky situations. You know, everybody can make balls and play decent shape. But when it comes to these problem areas, that's really what separates, you know, the A's from the B's and the double A's from the A's. And so this is the exciting part to me. Oh, look at this. Look at this. What a nice shot. And he's not going to get any reward for that shot. You know, he put a great kick on the ball. And now he's got to do it again. And that's going to work out. That's going to work out very well. And that was every bit part of the plan. Kick the 3 away and let the cue ball drift under these balls a little bit. You got a little bit of a help maybe from the 9, but he's still okay. Well, Steve's looking to go 1 rail at this ball. Oh, I didn't think so. Okay, so 2 rails, obviously. And either executed wrong or measured wrong. It's tough to say with those rails. Multiple rails, a half a tip turns into a tip and a half of spin real quick. So now, if there's an issue, it would be the 5 to the 7, just because the 8's kind of in the way. You have to get good on the 5 if you wanted to stay in the middle of the table for both shots. And he's good here. Interestingly enough, when both players were playing Chuck Ralston earlier, in one match, Chuck would have done exactly that. He'd be just fine. In the next match, Andy beat Chuck 13 to 6 after he led as far as 10 to 1. But Chuck was always on the back of a ball. He continually overran or underran position and had to shoot very hard shots very late in the rack. And it cost him the set. But then the very next set he came back and he was neck and neck with Steve the entire match. They traded racks until it was 11 to 10. And then 12 to 11. And then Steve ended up taking it, which is what put him here. And Andy regains the lead at 7 to 6. And we have a very good match here. And both players are going to be fighting very hard because it is a winner-take-all final. So there, he got the 2 balls in the breaking corner. And he's got a shot at the 1 here. I think he's... Yeah, I mean, the 5 ball is the ball to play. It looks like he's going to do it with the 1 ball. And then play for the shape on that. And, oh. Yep. Well, Andy has his first really good opportunity to go 2 games ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't take much with the kids back here at night. They get a lot of play.
As much as the old days, though, you know.
Yeah, right.
So the real trick is just getting on the 3 ball good. And from where he's at, I think, yeah. I mean, the 6 is kind of a big ball, but, you know.
There's no place for it. Where can I put it?
I don't think it'll be a problem.
They got some good dart leagues, man. A lot of drinkers play dart
Yeah.
leagues, you know? The only positive thing about that is
Yep,
the drinkers,
he's good.
you know, get a liquor, complete liquor. You know, have alcohol.
You know, a little close to the rail, but he should have the full ball to work with if he wants it. Ooh. That was a great stroke. Good control of the tangent line. This is actually the first time I've actually gotten to sit down and watch Andy play since I saw him play Johnny Archer about 2010 or 11, I can't remember. He played Johnny Archer, and it was a great match. You know, hometown hero playing a big pro that was in town. And he gets his 2-game lead. Now leads by 2. 8 to 6.
I don't know what he's doing.
He don't know. Those guys are fighting.
It's really unfortunate that you know, we got half a room full of people on the other side of the pool room, and they're out there just kind of, you know, dinking balls around, and you got this great match sitting back here, and it's a little depressing, to be honest, but hopefully we'll get some more people online watching, or maybe they'll run across the YouTube video. This will eventually be uploaded to YouTube, so anybody that wasn't here or can go check it out. There, he made that corner ball again, and the 4 gets out of the way. He's got a shot at the 1. From where he's going to land after making the 1, you would think that the problem would be from the 2 to the 3. I don't know if you can do something with the 1 to get under the 2 to play it in the side. I think he's going to go back and forth and just play it in the corner, and then maybe bring the cue ball down to the end rail. And he didn't like any of that option, so he decided to play it safe because it just wasn't worth the risk of having to shoot 2 or 3 risky shots in a row. And that's a smart play. You know, I like that. I like seeing that from players. Like he didn't waver. He didn't walk around and try and, you know, formulate some kind of, you know, crazy shot with the 4 ball. You know, load the cue ball up with spin some direction or another to get somewhere. You know, it's nice to see them just kind of realize, okay, this is just clearly not worth it. What's this now? You know, it's just not worth the risk, and just, you know, not even feel bad about the risk, just taking it. Say this is the right shot, and just know, and then do it. It's a good reminder for anybody that's learning to play and finding themselves in situations where they really just want to run out. And, you know, we all want to run out, but at the end of the day, what we really want to do is win. And sometimes you win by not going for it all the time. Now there he had to go for it. There wasn't really anything else he could have done with it. And he felt he was a favorite to make it, which is why he shot it. And Steve's now going to have ball in hand with a very wide open table. Now the 4 does not pass the 9, but you know, the combo's there, but I don't think he'll play the combo. I think he'll actually play the 4 in the other corner, just because the balls are laying fairly well. Yeah. So he might just go 1 rail straight up and down, or he might come around the corner. Yeah. Yeah. Steve has shot that shot a number of times today where he gets relatively straight in on a ball and draws it back to the end rail and then comes back out. The owner just came in and the owner just came in and turned the air conditioner off. It's actually cold in here. Everyone's sitting around. They're all wearing jackets except for the 2 players playing because, you know, they're running around. But there was some cheering in the audience when he turned the AC off a little bit. Okay, 1 ball. What you gonna do for him? The 1 ball is out far enough from the pocket. It's very thin though, so you gotta try and hold it for the 2 in some way. I was just about to say if he can play to hit the 7, that'd be ideal, and he did. The 5 and 6 would be the only problem in this rack. The 5 does not pass the 6 from how I can see. He's taking a look at it now, I think. It looks like he's trying to figure out if he can have an angle between the 5 and 6 off the 3 or go into the 6 off the 3. If he can hit the 6, obviously he'll have a good shot on the 5. Or, okay, move the 5 so that it goes. That worked out very well. Oh, except he's got to miss the pocket and make the ball. Did not see that coming. But when he was playing Chuck, that was a big part of why Chuck was able to just trade racks with him. It was very uncharacteristic. He'd run a rack, he'd look to run out, solve a problem, and then just a little mishap. And Chuck would get out and then do the same thing. And they traded racks for 24 racks. They traded racks. I guess 23 technically, but and you'll be able to see that match on YouTube in about a week or so.
Learn anything, Gary? This is a good finger meal for you.
Yeah.
That's good. Steve gives it up. Andy regains his 2-game lead.
Who's supposed to be coming from London?
Huh?
Who's supposed to be coming in from London?
Nobody that I know.
That's what Jack kept saying. I was like, I can't think of my Drake's up in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get an update on John?
No. Supposed to be down here after 8. So I think I've been telling everybody all day. I think Jack asked me about every half hour just for fun. Oh no, that guy's coming out. I'm like, I tell you, every half hour he's supposed to be here after 8 o'clock. It ain't changed.
Got some guys talking about some action that they got set up on the side after this. So let's check out Andy's break and see what he's doing. Yeah, he's got that corner ball. He's got that corner ball going very well for him. Unfortunately, he's not able to control the 1 ball. So he's got a, I mean, he could cut it down the rail if he wanted to. It's very thin. I'm curious to see what he wants to do here. I think he might even have enough to bank it. But just what's going to give him the best reward? Or play safe. Bank it short and put the cue ball and throws to the 5. Or around there. Or just split them and send the cue ball up table and put the 1 by the 8. Yeah, he cut it in very nicely. Now, is the 8 going to come into play here? Can he kill it enough with inside to miss the 9 on the way out? Or just go for it? Okay. Yeah. Yep. Camera does lie. guess he's going to play the 5-9. Must be sitting pretty good. And he gets the double digits first. Takes a 3-game lead. I'm always amazed at how many more people want to know what the score is as opposed to sitting down and watching how it got that way. Because it's much more exciting to see how it unfolded rather than just read about the results.
Are you talking about me?
Talking about everybody. Steve's break's working. That one worked out a little bit better. He's got a really good shot at the 1 here. Now he can't just stop it and play the 2 in the side because the side pocket's in the way for him. So he might have to go forward on this, but we'll see what he does. Oh, it was straighter than I thought, so even better. Drew it past the side. And that's the 8 ball next to the 9. And I would assume he'd want to be relatively straight on the 7. So that he can, wow, look at that. This swings around the 7, doesn't touch it at all, and gets perfect. Yep, Steve pulling back. Nice little break and run. I'm going to have to do some analytics on this match afterwards. There have been a lot of break and runs in this event today, and it's exciting to watch. And it almost becomes kind of old hat when these guys break and run. You just kind of expect them to get up there and break it and make a ball and get out. But they're wrecking the 9 on the spot, which changes a lot of the break mechanics. You guys saw that when during the Mosconi Cup and the U.S. Open last year. Oh, something changed, and he came up dry. All the balls kind of fought for that corner pocket. Looked like 3 of them at once. I can't tell if he can actually see this ball or not. I'm inclined to think that he cannot. But even if he can, I would think it's very difficult to try and play for a shot on the 2 where you don't have to play a combo. It does pass the 9 into the corner, in the left corner as we look. He didn't like it enough so much he pushed out and said, all right, let's see what kind of safety you can play on me. Because obviously Steve knows exactly what kind of safety he's going to be looking at when he comes back. And these guys typically end up playing the expected types of safeties. The 4 ball might have been a helper. Find out here shortly. Yep, a good little 2-rail kick sends the ball around. was definitely a good kick. And put some move on it. I don't think he was trying to do anything with the 9 ball. I just think he was hoping to get a little bit better reward than that. That Steve's got some work to do on the 2 ball because the 2 no longer passes the 9. It's kind of a far way to play a combo, but he looks like that's what he's going to be playing unless he plays safe. No, he's lining up the combo. And he drills it very nicely. Steve pulls within 1, 10-9 now. Players just having a little discussion about whose break it was. It's easy to lose track in these longer races. I thought that Steve won the flip, but I guess I was wrong. Because, oh no, Steve. Yeah, no, that's right. This is game number 20. So Andy would have won. Wow. So he made all kinds of balls, but the 2-9 is frozen, and he's looking to see if the 9 might go off the 7, or maybe he plays into the 7. This is tough from his angle. He's trying to see how much he can actually throw the 9 ball with the 2 ball there. And just, oh wow. Just missed. And guarantee you he didn't he never expected to scratch 2 rails in the side from there. So now the next question is, what do you do with the 3-4? You don't really have any angle. I mean it's tough to give yourself an angle on the 2 that you can actually get over there and break up the 3-4, and he's looking at to see if the 3 might actually pass, because the 9's actually out from the 3, so I don't think you're going to be looking at a 3-9 combo. But yeah, he's not happy with that. He overran. He's just double checking his line again. He might now be looking at safety options. Now he's looking, obviously, to see if the combo goes. So let's see. He does play the combo and plays it very well. All right. He needs 2. Steve now needs 4. He regains his 2-game lead. if anybody's in the St. Louis area and they're looking for a place to play, if you are anywhere south of St. Louis, between 30 minutes or even an hour south of St. Louis, come on down to Hillsboro Billiards. They have, let me count them, let's see, I don't know, about 12 or so bar tables and 3 9-foots, including 2 diamond 9-foots, a gold crown, and then there's also 1 diamond bar box. There's usually some good action to be found. This is kind of a late night kind of place, so you may want to show up later as opposed to earlier. So let's see what Andy's break does this time. Yeah, his break just kind of quit working on him. You know, you could see those 2 balls fighting for that lower pocket as we see, and one's going a little high, one's going a little low, and they're colliding and knocking each other out of the way. So Steve has an option here to try and take control of the table. And he liked the bank, but I don't think he's going to like it anymore. And actually everything on the table is pretty wide open, so he just needs to make sure that he stays relatively within line. And maybe one more shot to kind of get in line. I don't think he definitely wanted this much angle on the 2 ball, but should be able to handle it without problem. So yeah, 5 to the 6. The 6 passes the 9, goes either way, so it just depends on what angle is going to get him on the 7 with less work. Good shot there. Yeah, he's relatively straight in. I don't think he's going to want to go around, so it's easier to kind of pull that ball back and then just shoot it up. That landed in kind of a funny position where it's got a slight back cut. But it obviously wasn't a problem. Now Andy gets to the hill. He needs 1. Steve has essentially ran out of barrels. This is his last try. Even if he breaks and runs here, it's Andy's break on the next one. So Andy needs to come up with another good break. You can see how those balls are kind of fighting down there in the corner now. He did end up with a shot on the 1. It looks a little thin to be cutting it and then have any kind of result in the 2. He might be looking at a safe, but he also, you don't want to give the table back to the guy knowing he needs 1, but when you could lock him up like that, that was a great shot. Just sticks him right on the back of the 8 ball. Yeah. And he just complimented that. That was a good shot. He took away a couple of rails. This ball is tough to hit. That 2 ball really blocks the kind of natural 1 railer off the end rail. And the 9's kind of in the way, but the 2 ball definitely blocks that path. Oh, he might be. Yeah. I think he was thinking about. He was thinking about jumping off the end rail, but he just says there's no chance. There's no chance of hitting it. So I mean, and with him being stuck to the back of the 8, it's especially tough to try and tie a ball up. I really want to see what he does, or at least what he tries to do. You can really kind of learn from this. Normally when you play safe, you don't want to leave a ball in the jaws because it's so easy to fire at it, but it doesn't matter if you put the cue ball in jail.
Jail. That was pretty tough.
Yeah, he's definitely in jail. All right. Steve's not taking any chances with the rest of the rack. He's playing the 2-9. Now he's got to sweat Andy running, breaking and running. Let me ask our event director here if we have anything scheduled for after this. We got any other side action coming up?
Waiting to see.
There's some stuff in the works, folks, but nothing. We do have one potentially concrete match. Assuming. We definitely got action on the barking room. We definitely got that. But let's finish this one out and see what happens. There we go. He got his ball in the break. Got 2 3 balls in the break. Well, this is good. If I was Steve, you got to sweat this one. Let's see if there's any problems here. Nope, everything goes. The only potential issue would be from the 6 to the 8. Just because you gotta, make sure you leave yourself a shot around the 9. That's the only issue. Good shot to come around, good speed. Here's the heart of the rack. He's got to get good on the 6 so he can get good on the 8. If he's going to draw below the side pocket and just slide down the rail and shoot the 8 in the corner he's standing over. Oh, he Overdrew it. He made sure he missed the side pocket. That was the thing. He knew it too. As soon as he hit it, stood up and said, "Nice shot." Dripping with sarcasm. The 8 does not pass the 9 into the top corner. He's looking at it into the side. What a great shot. Snuck it by. And you can't play shape on a shot like that. You just have to take what the table gives you. And he got a good shot at this. He's at a good angle. And that'll do it, folks. Andy Quinn. Andy Quinn takes it down. The first ever Players Club shortstop championships, and
Don't break that down. I'm about to give you the 7-ball.
All right, folks. I'm gonna let the stream run for a little bit.
I know that you like to play for a game.
We're gonna